Denied by Remiro. Terrific ball from Vinícius to find Mbappé. Valverde likes to have a bit of space to run into, charging forward and looking for Mbappé, finding Mbappé! Well, that just looks so easy. Valverde bursting forward and Kylian Mbappé finding the finish. And still Joe Boateng. Well, he didn't think about shooting until late, and now the shot comes in. And Sucic has found the back of the net. Well, an almost bizarre sequence. As Joe Boateng took ages to get the shot away, deflected into the path of Sucic. Nicely done. And Mbappé finds the back of the net again. Well, that was simple, beautiful, quick football from Real Madrid. And Mbappé doubling his own personal tally. Real Madrid back in front. And still Bellingham. And in the end, the shot was blocked. Tries to win it back and does. And Jude. Oh, and he set it up for Vinícius, who could not miss. But that goal was all down to the tenacity of Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid have got a third. They celebrate with the architect of that goal, Jude Bellingham. It's taken short to Turrientes. Turrientes fires it in. Really good strike from Beñat Turrientes. Here's Vinícius. Oh, great ball. Oh, great finish. It's a hat-trick for Mbappé. Terrific pass to set him up from Vinícius Júnior. And Kylian Mbappé makes it. Got in the way. Here's Dumfries.
See more of Bernardo Silva in these 10 minutes and most of the game. I mean, for me, it's obviously
2 games into the season, and Real Madrid look like a team with an identity. They were solid, a little bit scary in the first half. They were booed by the home team. Santiago Bernabéu is a very, very tough place to play in, but they responded very, very well in the second half. 4-1 against Real Sociedad, and Kylian Mbappé getting his first hat-trick of the season, one of many more to come, and Vinícius Júnior kicking up his campaign with the first home game with scoring a goal. But I don't think that is the story of the game. The story and the highlight of the game is about Jude Bellingham. And we're going to talk about this and all the games that were played yesterday. The Carabao Cup with Tottenham winning 5-1, and their home supporters are chanting, yes, Tottenham are back. Not so fast. Not so fast, because we're playing against Charlton. Hey guys, this is the conversation with Pius. You don't forget to like, share, to watch the full analysis. Go to my YouTube channel where you can watch the full analysis and a highlight of the game that was played yesterday. Let's get after it together. So here we go. Yesterday was a very beautiful game. It was a game that felt like, okay, Real Madrid looked like a team of last season. You score, you go back, and they equalize immediately. The Carreras defense that was a horrible defending from him. Kanate looked like the Kanate of Liverpool, not the Kanate we need in Real Madrid. And Housen, he's still growing up in confidence. But that is not it. Yes, the first game was a schoolboy error from all the defense. Dumfries was far away in the top half of the Real Sociedad defense. And Kanate made a schoolboy error, and the coverage from Housen was just shambolic. And don't even bring me to Charlton, to Carreras. There was no way he was going to leave his left back position and instantly jump into the middle without covering his own position first. And that was why Mourinho had to substitute him, because I think, yes, you can say Kanate shouldn't have let that happen, but we can understand how it happened. The ball hit him on his leg and then went the other way down. But if Carreras was in his right position, there was no way that goal would have come in. But that sparked something into Real Madrid. And they came out in the second half with light, with fire, with passion, with determination to change the narrative. end the story. And guess who took them there? Yes, Kylian Mbappé might have scored 3 goals, a hat-trick, and he was the MVP yesterday. But for me, the mainstay and the main player for Real Madrid so far this season has been Jude Bellingham. The same form he took from the World Cup, he's beginning it here again. The same work rate, determination, discipline, sliding tackle, endless running, supporting and holding on that number 10 role is just something that is good to see. Kylian Mbappé can see that. Vinícius can see how he's working and his work ethic, and they can emulate him. They can learn from him and put in a little bit of work, which I've seen them do, especially Kylian Mbappé has been falling back a bit, trying to play that hurricane role, going into the midfield. He's not there yet on the level of hurricane when it comes to passes. Cut passes, not goals, passes, I mean. So don't come at me with that. Vini is still catching up his form. I hope his attitude will change a bit. Yes, he's dropping back again and he's running, but so far, Vini has not been able to beat a player one-on-one so far that I've watched. And believe me, I've watched him this season. He's not been able to outpace players one-on-one this season. Maybe he will get, with the goal, he will get his confidence back. But all his goal was made by the hard work, the tenacity of Jude Bellingham. And look at that 1-2 pass he gave to Mbappé as well. So these are things that are just exciting to see, because I'm a lover of the game as a whole, right? I love the game. I watch the Premier League, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, the Spanish La Liga, it's French Ligue 1. I watch all these games, so I'm not biased to a team, but I kind of have this bias towards Madrid. If you want to name me down to a team, but I have, that's why, because I want to analyze the game objectively, but I have a bias towards Madrid, so I'm laying that out there for you to see. So for me, the game yesterday was a game of unity, sending a message to the crowd that nobody is bigger than Madrid. He brought out Jude Bellingham. He brought out Vinícius Júnior. And we know when Vinícius is being substituted, how he reacts negatively. There was none of that. There was a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles, a lot of applause from the crowd and everything. Shows unity from the team, something that they were lacking, something that Madrid lacked terribly last season, that derailed their season. But when you look at it, this season so far, 2 games in, Mourinho looks like the man that can create that stability they need. If you create the unity in the team, the boys will play. Now, what I noticed about Madrid game yesterday was the second ball, the way they win the second ball is something that was good. Konate, look at the press from Konate, right? Allowed the defense to make a mistake. Then there goes Adogule to Jude Bellingham. Press, and boom, the goal came in. That's one thing they never did last season. That's one thing Barcelona has an edge over them. Winning the second ball. Your press. So Mourinho is trying to instill that mindset in them, and I see it working. I see it working big time. So kudos to Madrid for making it 2 out of 2 in a very convincing fashion. Easier than the first one. One of the goal was chopped off for offside for DS. But again, it should have been 5-1, but it was a beautiful game. It was an incredible game. I loved it. I loved everything I saw. I loved the response. First half, they were not too good. But second half, they came out smoking, and they smoked the living hell out of Real Sociedad. And now let's move to the Carabao Cup, where Tottenham won 5-1, where Savino, I don't believe he's an £85 million player, scored 2 goals, and now the Tottenham players are like, yes, this is what we're looking for. I hope that's what you're looking for. I hope it's what you need, but for God's sake, calm down. There was no need to be because of a 5-1 win over a Charlton team. If you are not 1-5-1 with the level of players you have, that will be shameful. So let's see what you do in the Premier League. You're playing Newcastle next, right? You have to win. You simply have to win. There's no excuse. If you lose, then there's trouble in paradise. Everton won 2-0. Good game from them as well. It was a beautiful game from Everton. I think Everton will do well this season. I think they will go far. They've won their 2 games in a row in the Premier League. They won, and now again, so they're doing well. They are really starting, but they need to build up more of the attack and solidify the defense as well. So these are things that went through the game here that happened, that I feel like there's going to be an incredible season, an exciting season, one of the most competitive seasons we will ever witness in our lifetime. New coaches, crazy players being brought into a new team, much more ambitious team. It's just going to be an incredible season, and I can't wait to bring you all of them. But I need you to please subscribe to the channel. Once you watch, just like the subscribe button, share the video, and let's grow this community together. And let's give a better production together. Let's get after it together.